A few weeks ago I published my first commercial game on the Google Play Store. The intention was to see how many downloads and how much revenue I could get as a solo indie game developer with zero marketing budget. Was it a waste of time or did it pay off? Well, let's talk about the game, the statistics, revenue and what's happened since I published the game a month ago. The game I released on Google Play is called Alpine Odyssey Ski Run. It's a simple endless runner mobile game and the time invested in this game project is about 6 weeks in total. The game is free and it's monetized with ads. The project started out as a game jam entry and after a couple of design iterations I settled down with the art style and released it. In its initial version it had, in my opinion, a pretty easy one-finger control scheme with a press and hold for every turn. But oh boy was I wrong about that being easy to pick up. The immediate feedback I got from the first comments indicated that the controls were confusing and people seemed to have a hard time figuring it out. To avoid a bunch of bad reviews at the Google Play Store, I got to work and created a new control scheme for the game to roll out as fast as possible. And thanks to all the feedback I received, I created a more intuitive control with a traditional 2-finger support. This was done by simply splitting the screen for touching the right side to turn right and left side to turn. The number 2 most requested addition to the game was to add player skins other than the orange ball. Of course, a skiing game needs to have some real skier characters, so after a bit of struggling with questionable animations, now there are some amazing new characters in the game, like the default skier Steve, the cool snowboarder guy, snow racer kid, office guy Joe, and doing his business guy. And for this to work I also had to build a select screen, which I'll never admit how long it took to make. UI can really be a pain in the butt. While I was at it with updating and improving things, I also did a bit of work on the UI for the game over screen, which wasn't the greatest in the initial version. The last addition to the game before releasing the update is something I'm not very proud of. Remember in last devlog when I said this? And to not go full on evil, I will integrate the ads in a way that they are optional for the player. For this purpose, I will only use rewarded ads. Well, I lied. My curiosity on how a regular interstitial ad performs in terms of revenue compared to a rewarded ad took overhand and implemented an interstitial ad at every 6th run. With all the new additions completed, I could finally roll out the update. What about downloads and revenue so far? How did the game perform during the first month after release? Well, let's have a look at the statistics. I honestly had no expectations at all. Although free-to-play games are not known for being the best quality games out there, the competition is brutal and it seems almost impossible to get a good exposure without a million marketing budget. However, the game got almost 1000 installs during the first month, which is way more than I had expected. Most of the initial traffic and installs came from the last devlog for the game, but I have seen an increasing number of organic traffic from within the Google Play Store last weeks as well. All in all, with around 1500 ad impressions first month and an eCPM of less than $9. As you have probably already guessed, this isn't gonna buy me that Lamborghini. Maybe the Lego Lamborghini. Wow, well, maybe something else. Okay, let's have a look at the comparison between interstitial ads and the optional rewarded ads. For this game, the rewarded ad seems to have a higher eCPM and way more impressions due to the fact that I'm only displaying the interstitial ad in every 6th run. eCPM is basically what you earn per 1000 ad impression. And this is the harsh reality of the mobile game market. But to look at it from the bright side, it's a 600 revenue increase from what I've earned in total 2023 from my itch.io games, so I guess it's not that bad after all. I guess the wisdom to take away from this, like some of you have pointed out in the comments, the mobile gaming space is totally saturated and dominated by the big companies. And to make a decent revenue, you will need a marketing budget or a publisher in most cases. If you do want to make some money from your solo game development, I believe it's better to make it for PC with a decent Steam page or for consoles. Which brings me to the future for this channel. The goal for me personally, 2024, is to publish a new game on Steam. And I have some cool ideas I'm excited to share with you all, but that's a topic for the next devlog.